Let's do the back exercise of friction. Question 1. Filling the blanks. Friction opposes the motion between the surfaces in contact with each other. B. Friction depends on the nature of surfaces. C. Friction produces heat. D. Sprinkling of powder on the cannonball reduces friction. E. Sliding friction is lesser than the static friction. Okay. Now question 2. Four children were asked to arrange forces due to rolling, static and sliding frictions in decreasing order. The arrangements are given below, so you have to choose a correct arrangement. Okay. So option C, if you will see, so increasing order, static is the highest, then comes sliding, then rolling is the lowest. Okay. In rolling friction, the friction decreases. Then question 3. Alida runs her toy car on dry marble floor, wet marble floor, newspaper and towel spread on the floor. The force of friction acting on the car on different surfaces in increasing order will be. So lowest will be in option A, wet marble floor, then comes dry marble floor, newspaper and the highest will be in towel. Okay. Question 4. Suppose your writing desk is tilted a little. In this way it's shown. A book is kept on it, starts sliding down. Show the direction of frictional force acting on it. Now we all know when the book slides on the desk, a frictional force acts between the book and the surface of the desk. Okay. Now if you can see, the direction of friction force on the book is opposite to the direction of its motion, and that is always opposite. Okay, so it will act in the upward direction. Now if the book is sliding downward, so the force of friction will act in opposite direction, which is the upward direction, right? So this is the answer to this question. Question 5. You spill a bucket of soapy water on wet marble floor accidentally. Would it make it easier or difficult for you to walk on the floor? Why? Now, we are able to walk on the floor because of the friction present between our foot and the ground. We all know this, right? So for walking, we have to push the ground in a backward direction with our feet. And the force of friction, we all know, acts in the opposite direction. So the force of friction will push our foot in the forward direction and allows us to walk. The force of friction decreases between the ground and the feet when there is soapy water spilt on the floor. Hence, it becomes difficult to walk on the soapy floor. Now question 6. Explain why sportsmen use shoes with spikes. Sportsmen use shoes with spikes because of the better grip given by spikes while playing. This is because the force of friction between the shoes and the ground increases with the help of spikes. You have seen many footballers wearing these shoes. Iqbal has to push a lighter box, question 7, and Seema has to push a similar heavier box on the same floor. Who will have to apply a larger force and why? Now we all know that friction arises due to interlocking of the irregularities on the two surfaces in contact. On the floor, when a heavy object is placed, the interlocking of irregularities on the surface of the box and the floor becomes strong. This is because the two surfaces in contact are pressed harder, so the interlocking will increase. Hence, more force is required to overcome this interlocking. Thus, to push the heavier box, Seema has to apply greater force than Iqbal. Okay. Question 8. Explain why sliding friction is less than static friction. So again, we know that friction comes into play when irregularities present in the surfaces of two objects in contact get interlocked with each other. The two sliding objects find less time to get interlocked against each other. Okay, so they get less friction. Therefore, sliding friction is always less than static friction. Now, ninth question. Give examples to show that friction is both a friend and a foe. Okay, foe means an enemy. The advantage of friction are, so due to friction we are able to walk. That we have already seen in our question. Then we are able to write because of the friction between the tip of the pen and the paper. Friction also allows us to grip and catch different objects, right? Friction also prevents us from slipping, right? Then the disadvantages are, because of friction the tires and soles of our shoes wear out. The tires, okay? Spelling is, the correct answer is this one. Then B, friction produces heat between different parts of the machines. This can damage the efficiency of the machines, okay? Question 10. Explain why objects moving in fluids must have special shapes, means liquids. Fluid is liquid. When a body moves through a fluid, it experiences an opposing force, which tries to oppose its motion through the fluid. This opposing force is known as the drag force, and the frictional force depends on the shape of the body. So, by giving the objects a special shape, and many times in exam a question is asked, name that special shape. So, the name of the special shape is streamline shape. Okay, the force of friction acting on it can be minimized. Hence, it becomes easier for a body to move through the fluid. Okay. So here we come to the end of this back exercise. Thank you.